Hey, this is Joe from Citrus County Porch Life, bringing you the AA word of the day. And the word for today, February 16th, 2025, is commitment. And here is the quote: understanding is the key to the right principles and attitudes, and right action is the key to good living. As taken from the book 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 125. And here's the daily reflection. There came a time in my program of recovery when the third stanza of the Serenity Prayer, the wisdom to know the difference, became indelibly imprinted in my mind. From that time on, I had to face the ever-present knowledge that my every action, word, and thought was within or outside the principles of the program. I could no longer hide behind self-rationalization, nor behind the insanity of my disease. The only course open to me, if I was to attain a joyous life for myself and subsequently for those I love, was one in which I imposed on myself an effort of commitment, discipline, and responsibility. Now, this quote, they say it's the third stanza, but it's speaking of the things that I can change and the things that I can't change. And it's asking for the wisdom to know the difference. Because we cannot change people, places, and things. I know it sounds like a broken record, but what we change is our attitude inside, which I believe is through the power of the indwelling of the Holy Spirit. And we change that, and that is all we can change. And that is what brings about a transformation. Not changing your car to another one that you like better, or, getting better seats at the Super Bowl game. That won't change your life. At the very beginning, it said the key to understanding is right principles and right attitudes. And when I read that, immediately I thought the principles of AA: anonymity, humility, unity, service. What great principles that should guide anybody's life, whether you're alcoholic or not. And right attitude. Quite frankly, when I started out, my attitude, well, I'll check it out. I don't really believe this works. I didn't think it was a cult or anything. I knew people in it, and they weren't cultish people. But that was part of my orneriness, and there's still this leftover disappointment that the plans that I had and were exploring to be able to safely drink were just not realistic at all, at least in my case. Because there was no way, once I picked up that first drink, that I was ever going to drink in safety. And so this person that did this daily reflection, the wisdom to know the difference. And they set up a dichotomy. It's almost like a Venn diagram that you learn about in school. That I face the ever-present knowledge that my every action, word, and thought was within or outside the principles of the program. So you got A and B. One is inside and B is outside, and there are no common elements. Those Venn diagrams do not touch or include members of the other set. So basically, it's saying what I came to believe that my self-rationalization, which was everything that I was doing to show that drinking wasn't that bad, that I could control it. I couldn't hide behind that anymore, or the insanity of my disease while I was going out and saying, well, I got a good job, I make a lot of money, I'm self-sufficient, and drinking all that I could. Eventually, that bus would come to the end of the line. And luckily, I got off before the end of the line. So, this person imposed on themselves an effort of commitment to do the will of a higher power, discipline to follow the path that has worked for so many other people, the steps of Alcoholics Anonymous. And 3, to maintain the group organization responsibility so that in the future there is an AA organization for the next sick and recovering alcoholic. That's my interpretation of that. And that's the most important work, to make sure we're there for others and the organization is there for others when we're no longer here. A very, very good, thoughtful commentary on this. So that's it for me. I wish you a safe and sober day, and we will see you tomorrow.